In this video, what is a permanent traveler? Maybe you've heard the term PT, perpetual tourist, prior taxpayer, thrown around in expat circles, nomad blogs, or even that one friend that's always posting from a new country. It's this wild, freedom-chasing lifestyle that's got people hooked, and it's way more than just travel. We're going to unpack what it really means to be a perpetual traveler, where it came from, how it works, and why it's still a thing in 2025 and arguably more relevant than ever. This is a big one full of ideas, stories, and a peek at a borderless life. So grab a coffee, maybe a map, and let's explore what makes a PT tick. Let's go down the rabbit hole. So, at its core, what is a PT, a perpetual traveler? Imagine someone who lives without a fixed home base, moving between countries like a global ghost, never staying long enough to owe taxes, pledge allegiance, or get tangled in bureaucracy. A PT isn't just a tourist snapping selfies, they're a strategist, using the world's borders as a chessboard to maximize freedom and minimize control. The idea is simple, but radical. Why let any one government own your life when you can cherry pick the best from many? Think of it as being a citizen of nowhere or everywhere, always just passing through. Again, PT, passing through. It's about sovereignty, owning your time, money, and choices without Big Brother breathing down your neck. The roots of this go back many decades. Picture the 1960s. Harry D. Schultz, a quirky investment advisor, coins the term flag theory, suggesting you split your life across 3 countries, one for citizenship, one for assets, and one for living. Fast forward to the 1980s, and W.G. Hill, a globe-trotting author, ups it to 5 flags, adding a business base and playgrounds for fun. Hill's books, like PT, The Perpetual Tourist, hit a nerve with wealthy eccentrics dodging taxes and drafts. Then in 2006 comes Grandpa, and he drops Bye Bye Big Brother, pushing it to 6 flags with cyberspace as the wild card. Grandpa, he never revealed his real name, lived it for 50 years, turning PT into a movement. He wasn't inventing it, but he made it bigger. Live free, legally, by outsmarting the system and building on these ideals. The philosophy is what hooks people. A perpetual tourist sees countries as service providers, not masters. Need a passport? Grab one from St. Lucia, no worldwide tax. Want cheap living? Based in Thailand, and $1,000 a month gets you a condo and street food. Or Latin America, obviously. You want to keep your assets safe? Stash them in Switzerland, where the banking is ironclad. You want to keep your business humming? Register in Singapore for 0 tax on foreign income. For fun, bounce to Bali or Lisbon. It's like picking AT&T for calls, Verizon for data. Why settle for one when you can mix and match? PTs reject the idea of being owned. Why pay 40% tax or deal with red tape when you can live tax-free, visa hopping, and sipping coconuts? So, how does it work in practice? There's a game of sort of 6 main flags, okay? Citizenship is your legal route, which could be St. Kitts, Malta, Vanuatu, which offer passports for between $100,000 and $1 million via investment programs. Residence could be a paper home like Panama or Paraguay, with easy visas if you just flash cash or just show up. The business base could be Estonia's e-residency or maybe a US LLC. The assets could be in the Cayman Islands, Liechtenstein, Switzerland. And you can live fluid. 90-day tourist visas in the Schengen zone, 180 days in Mexico, maybe go to Morocco, maybe go to Eastern Europe outside the Schengen, Turkey. PTs stay under the radar, never 183 days in one spot, dodging residency traps. It's legal because countries love tourists, but slippery. And it's all tied together with cyberspace, PayPal, crypto, Zoom. So who does this? Back in the 80s, it was millionaires, tax exiles, jet setters hiding yachts. Grandpa's crowd in 2006, readers of Bye Bye Big Brother, were entrepreneurs, libertarians, and even folks fleeing messy divorces. Today it's broader. Digital nomads, where there's some 2 million living globally in 2024. They live PT-ish, working from Bali or Medellin on 90-day stamps. Retirees chase it too, with $2,000 pensions that stretch further in places like Guatemala than Florida. Crypto bros love it. Bitcoin is borderless like Grandpa's cybersecurity flag, or cyberspace flag, Andrew Henderson's nomad capitalist empire, which started in 2012, has popularized things. And even regular folks dabble in this. Remote workers splitting time between Portugal and Thailand, inspired by Perpetual Traveler blogs. So why do it? Well, freedom is the drug. Taxes first, US citizens pay on their worldwide income. And PTs aim for zero legally via tax havens. Privacy is huge as well. Post 9/11, the surveillance state, the NSA leaks in 2013, and people are scared. So the solution, well, there's many solutions, but PTs, they're implementing this. They're using VPNs, offshore banks, trying to leave no trace. And the flexibility is addicting. Why freeze in Chicago when you can surf in Sayulita? And the cost is a big kicker too. $1,500 a month in Latin America beats $4,500 a month in Seattle. There's also an element of defiance. PTs hate mandates, lockdowns, rules. 2020's COVID chaos saw nomads flee to Mexico, living PT principles when borders slammed shut. Grandpa called it sovereignty, where you're the boss, not some taxman. So what about the real-world impact here? PTs have honestly left a mark. Second passport programs are booming. The US just launched the Gold Card program this past week at the time of this recording. St. Kitts citizenship revenue hit $579 million in 2022 per IMF data, fueled by PTs. Tax havens grew. Panama's banking sector is growing. PT cash is flowing in. Nomad hubs are swelling in Bali and Mexico and other places. Estonia's e-residency has 100,000 users. Palau's e-residency is growing. At MyLatinLife, we were one of the first people to interview the team at the Palau e-residency. Travel blogs, YouTubers, forums like PT Refuge, it's a subculture now. And everyone's whispering through posts about 5 flags. The snapshot in 2025, PT is alive and well, but it's trickier, right? It's ever adapting. Governments are catching on. FATCA in 2010 forces U.S. citizens to report offshore accounts. The OECD has these tax pacts that are squeezing tax havens. Pure PT with zero residency is rare. These days you need a center of life, quote unquote, on paper. Places like Paraguay or Georgia that are cheap and lax. And by the way, if you need Paraguay residency, there's a link in the description. Book a call with us. We can implement anything that we're talking about here today. And visas are tightening. Schengen is implementing the ETIAS in 2025, tracking nomads. Crypto is being watched. The IRS is hunting Bitcoin gains. But PT adapts. Portugal's NHR tax break lures semi-PTs for 10 years of tax-free. Mexico's 180-day stays pull Americans, and there's something like 1.6 million expats in Mexico now. The tools are evolving. You have Wise for borderless banking, Starlink for satellite internet anywhere. PTs are less ghost and more strategist. Still free, just savvier. The downsides, it can be lonely. Friends fade when you're never home. It's tough with kids. Schooling is a mess. But on the other hand, homeschooling is growing massively in popularity. And schools are getting worse everywhere. We all know it. And bureaucracy bites, right? The visas, the bank forms, the endless stamps. In Spanish, they call it trámites, which is like paperwork. And some call it selfish, right? Ditching taxes while others pay. But the PTs shrug. Governments waste cash, not their fault. The rewards, big savings, low taxes, and whatever you earn, you get to keep it all. And living on the beach beats life in the cubicle. So what's a perpetual traveler? It's a rebel with the passport. Or four. A life hacked across flags, citizenship, residency, business, assets, playground, cyberspace. Dodging chains, chasing liberty. Born from Schultz, Hill, Grandpa. It's now nomads, retirees, dreamers. Is it you? Maybe. Could you ditch the grid? Could you live across multiple countries? Could you get multiple passports and residencies? At MyLatinLife, we help you implement this. We've done it for ourselves. We've done it for dozens, hundreds of clients. And there's a link in the description if you'd like to become our client. We can look at your holistic plan and start your internationalization process now. And if you've already got things underway, good. We're going to make even more progress. Hit the like button, subscribe for more information, hit the bell, and I'll catch you in the next video.